Hello, and welcome to another episode of Mindset Monday. This is Monday, November 4th, 2024. We are in the 11th month of the year. 11! So we're almost at the home stretch of 2024. I hope you had a wonderful weekend, and I hope today was one of those spectacular days for you. Today, we are still looking at prepare for your wealth. And wealth comes in many different forms. Wealth starts in the mind, it is with the mind that everything starts. An idea begins there, and then it's come to fruition depends on what is done with that idea. And today we are looking at prepare for wealth, and we are just gonna culminate October with my wonderful queen sister Veronica. Last week I echoed her voice, but she adds a different flavor to whatever she has to say. I cannot say it the way she can. I will just echo based on my voice, but hearing from her, it's even more spectacular. So I will allow her to share her little taste, her little story as to how she navigate the journey of breast cancer and what she has to share in letting us ladies and men, because men do have breast cancer too, how they can go through this, what they need to do, and how she progresses in her journey because of the instructions she adhered to and the the support she has in her life. Queen Veronica, it's so good to have you today.
Good evening, everyone. It's so good to be here.
And I'm so excited that my viewers will love on you again. And viewers, thank you for joining us. And Queen Veronica is here to share her little story, a little part of her story because it's huge. But she's just here to share a little part of her story. As you see, she has this nice little pink thing in her hair, and she has on a pink blouse too, just to um, echo breast cancer awareness. And as we share, we'll just let you know what awareness is for November. But we are just talking right now about breast cancer and Veronica's journey. So, Veronica, just share a little bit about who you are. I know they have heard many moons ago you shared, but it's good to refresh. And since we are dealing with, or we are still, going through breast cancer awareness, we're culminating this evening. So just share with us a little bit about who you are, and then we can go from there.
Yes, good evening again, everyone. I'm Veronica Granville Powell. I'm a wife, a mother, a grandmother of two, a girl and a boy. And I recently became a widow in 2020 when my husband passed. And I'm also a member of the Linstead Pentecostal Tabernacle where I worship. At present, I'm now here spending some holiday with my sister in Bronx, but I'm a Jamaican. And yeah, being a Christian, well, I put my faith in and trust in God, and um, I try to listen to advice out there, medical advice, try to learn about my body and take the necessary steps to make sure that all goes well. And that's to I do my quarterly checks at the doctor and to make sure that everything is okay. But when it comes to breast cancer, there's one more thing that we as women have to do, and it's called the self breast examination. And it was on one of those trips that I did for myself that I found a lump. Um, and it's wise to say to ladies, women, young girls, because young girls do develop lumps. And it's not as you feel a lump, then you get scared. Oh, it's cancer. No. Our breasts are made, they call it systemic or whatever. It have some lumps there. That's how our breast tissues are made up. But if you feel something out of sort, because they are generally flat, but if you feel like they feel, like pointed or hard and they are painful, then you can check it out. Sometimes it's just a normal cyst. So it's not for us to just jump into fear and say, oh, I feel a lump and it's cancer. No, we don't need to go there. Just go and get checked out by a physician, and then you can take the journey onward. So that's the first step of it. Be aware of your body, check your body yourself, because a lot of people, when they do feel a lump and they go to the doctor and they might say go and check it out, they push it aside and they leave it there for years. And then when it do show up, the cancer is way, 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 way up in numbers. And then the treatment may work. But as they always say, early detection saves lives. So as you find it, it's better you get on top of it and get it checked out and do all the checks that need to be done. And another thing is, don't try to ask too many questions outside of what the medical doctors say to you. It's best if you want to do research, because everybody use Google and whatever these days. So you can do a little research on your own to find out. But each person, their case is different from the other. So what will work for A won't work for B. So not because this happened to somebody and it worked that way, don't say, okay, my doctor is telling me wrong. Every case is different. Because even recently now, I have a cousin who has breast cancer. And while we were discussing, because since I've been through it, she, like asked me advice. And for mine, I found the lump, had to do my mammogram. Then I was told the lump looked suspicious, so I had to go ahead and do a biopsy. Then after the biopsy, the diagnosis was I had breast cancer. Now for my cousin, and then I had to do surgery and treatment. Now her journey is different from mine because she is now going through chemotherapy. She hasn't done the surgery as yet. So the journey for somebody who has breast cancer is different. So we don't have to say what she could have said, but my cousin did the surgery first, so why you want me to do treatment? And every case is different, and every cancer type is different. And it's also, on the other hand, make sure you know some background of your family, because that's another thing that they use to treat the cancer that a person have. The background, the family background, if there's cancer in the family, more than one, like mother, father, aunt, or uncle, or brother or sister who have it, then it's like it's more in the family, so the treatment will become more. So those are some of the guidelines in the first part of it.
Wow. So it is so important, as we discuss in weeks, we talk about prepare for wealth. We're looking at preparation. So preparation comes in every different facet of life. As you declared just now, being prepared, making sure that we understand our bodies, because just as our taxing situation is different, our or medical situation is different, or medical, or the medical journey is different, depends on what we have. And as you rightly said, every case is treated different. So although one person had have breast cancer and then another cousin have breast cancer, the treatments are different based on the individual. So we are unique. I remember this little song. There is just one me, not 20, not 10, not 3. In all of this old we're through, God only made one me. That's my version. So it's just one me. And although we have identical twins, none of them have the same fingerprints. And so the genetical makeup of that individual calls for specific treatment. Thank you so much, Veronica. Now, as you are on that path, I know there are, it did not just happen in a vacuum. Your family, your immediate family was a very supportive network. And as you're talking about, don't take advice from Dick, Tom, Harry, everyone, and then you confuse yourself. How would you say your journey was, and how did your family help you to stay on track, stay on course, and give you that support arm that you needed through this journey, both immediate family and your support network?
Oh, the truth of the matter is, it wasn't something I told my my siblings about, because when it happened, our father was going through prostate cancer at the time. So for me to say to the rest of family that, I have cancer, I didn't. But my husband has to know about it, and my children. So my husband was my main support, even though my children were, young, but they were there, and they saw mommy change in certain ways and stuff, but they really didn't ask question, and they didn't really know the magnitude of it. Because after I did this, they only know I went to the hospital and daddy came and visit, and then I came back home. So I didn't really talk it all loud, but well, the husband has to be there. He has to know about it. So it was like that. I kind of kept it private. And it was like after the surgery, and I did chemo, and I lost my hair because I had tall hair down. So I was wearing wig. So I guess like, and I seem to look different because my ear gone, the eyelash gone, and yeah, so they were like asking like behind my back, like, what happened to some like my nieces? What happened to Auntie Elise? That's my pet name. What happened to Auntie Elise? But nobody would come up front to ask me. But my mom, I told my mom about it, and and not even my church family did know until after something happened at church while I was going through chemo, and I lost all my hair. So for my husband and my kids, they were like, oh, monk, because I would cover my hair with head tie or a scarf and the wig when I'm going out. But when I'm in the home, I go just bald. I just wear my head bald. So they would like jeer me, oh, mommy's monk. And Huzzy would come, what monk? He come in and rub the ball in. So we kind of had fun. It didn't become a burden to anyone. And the little time that I have difficulties with the pains during the chemo, um, well, they wouldn't see much of it because I know how to mask it. And then when they're after school and Huzzy gone to work, then I would, yeah, I'm not there alone, so I can be vulnerable to whether cry or groan or whatever. So that was my journey, and it was like after the members of the church found out, when some people, they don't know what to say to you. They're afraid to say the wrong thing. So they'll come just, hi, Sister Powell, how you doing? And they go through. But it's not like it was a one-on-one talk. And well, like I talked to my sister Miriam. I think I talked to her most about it. And my other sisters were in Cayman at the time, and then my brothers. And the thing about it is, I didn't really grow up with my siblings, so being an adult now and have that, I didn't really know how much to open up. It's just now I'm being so open about it. I kind of like kept it under the rags. But my husband was very, very supportive, financial wise, and transported me to my treatment. And until I tell him, I can go by myself, you don't have to be taking me, because he'd have to take time off from work and he has to cover the finances. And another thing is, um, what you call it now? The insurance, medical insurance. It's good to have. It's good to have. And most times it's only when you get diagnosis like a cancer diagnosis or some medical diagnosis that you realize, wow, I should have. I should have. And insurance don't have to be sky high. They are tailored to fit you. You can choose a package that you can manage, because the treatments are out there. They are very expensive. So if you have some insurance of your own, the government may give you a little backup, but it's best to have something to start with. And we need to put away the myth that insurance are thief, because we all need it. We need medical insurance and also life insurance, because sad to say, a lot of mothers, fathers, and family members pass because of cancer, whether breast cancer, prostate, um, cervical cancer, or whatever. But family members do pass. And before they pass, they have the bills to pay. And even the life insurance, there are things in it that can help along the journey before. And if it reaches the state that the person passed, then at least the money is there already to cover the cost of burial. So we have to look on it on in all circles, both physically while we are here, and if we should go, then those who are left behind, life made easier for them.
Beautiful. You covered it in such a not a, a nutshell. I see Queen Marie was asking how you felt when you heard that you have it and then you kept it as a secret. Were you discouraged?
No, it's for me, it was like a spiritual awakening. Yeah, it was like a spiritual awakening, because I was on this journey. I was a new convert, recently baptized, and I was like, have this zeal to go to church and everything. So I've have it going to church, trying to learn about God, trying to learn about the spiritual walk. And it was right in that time, like when you're going, some people know you're going to church and you just feel up there, you feel high. And yeah, it was right in that space
Wow.
that I found the lump. So it allowed me to grow both spiritually and physically. So I leaned on God more for that journey, because I didn't know anybody who had breast cancer to ask any question. So it was a lonesome journey, but God was carrying me through it. So yeah, that was it for me. I don't know. It was like I wasn't fearful. I was at that place. This is something new, but there wasn't any fear in me. I was just going through. And looking back, I can say it wasn't about me. God was taking me through this and building my self confidence, because I didn't have much of that. So this was something that literally changed my life, both physically and spiritually. So I have a different outlook. It gives me this drive to help wherever, however I can. So it's like, I get a second chance of life. So what I used to be afraid of before cancer is as if, you know, I'm here. I'm a cancer survivor. So guess what? Anything come at me, I can beat it. So that's how what cancer has done for me. I get a positive spin from it.
Wow. So adversity can have a positive spin, depends on the perception, depends on how you look at it. The
Yeah.
song, I don't remember who is the singer. What don't kill you make you stronger.
Stronger,
And
yeah.
it is a fact. You came out of it, you came through it, and I've heard you on many times on the phone. You're sharing with other persons who are now going through the process. They know you have gone through, and you are sharing with them. I hear you timely. You said one day I sat and all I could just do is to smile when you were taking that person through the journey systematically, and you're sharing with her, and you said, listen, I may tell you what I went through, but make sure you pay attention to what the doctors are saying. Pay attention to the changes in your body, because the changes that appear in my body is not the same that you may feel, because my treatment was rigorous. Yours may be a little lighter, depends on what they see. And I said, wow, is that you were so vulnerable. You were not holding yourself, or hiding in the shadows. You're sharing, you're letting them know that breast cancer is not a death sentence, but is an awareness that can help to shape the next phase of your life, even if the person passed, as you said. They will understand that, yes, I have known this, and I'm taking the best care based on what is given to me and what I can do for myself. So thank you so much for sharing that. One other question. Oh, Queen Marie said beautiful advice. Welcome, Evelyn Jenkins. It's good to have you also. So you in your talk you shared about life insurance, health insurance, and viewers, as we talk about prepare for wealth, you notice that everything is enveloped in
Linked, yeah.
preparation. So uh Veronica, as you share about health, life insurance, and how did that make you feel that you had it? And with your young children, how did that make you feel knowing that you had a safety net during that time?
Well, it was so good because the shock, it was in 2008, and the first treatment, when I got it and I went to the pharmacy to check it out, it was $44,000.
That's Jamaican, right?
Yes, that was 2008. So then it sounded like a whole lot of money. And I didn't have that in my bank account. I didn't have that. And Ozzy would have to, that would be my husband's paycheck for that weekend because my chemo was done on a Friday morning. So when I went to the pharmacy and they said, do you have insurance? And I said, yes. And when I gave them the card and they checked the card, it covered 80%. So I paid only $4,000. So when I realized then and there that, wow, if I didn't have this, then I would have to be asking for donation to do my treatment. And I had to do, it was like 8 months, so I had to do 8 courses. So yeah. And there was like the drugstore pharmacy where you get discounted. And the truth is, the government really helped because if you don't have the money, they give you the treatment free. Sometimes you just have to pay a little stipend or half of it and you get the treatment because they know that cancer treatment is expensive, so they make some provision there. But it's good when you have something to start with.
Powerful.
And I think my treatment was cheap because when I heard some, one of the doses $100,000 at that time.
Mm.
So to me, mine was very cheap.
I can imagine what it is right now.
Yes, it is. It is very.
So all we are saying throughout the weeks we're talking about prepare for wealth. We talk about land ownership. We talk about the preparing an estate or preparing a will. We talk about adding beneficiaries to your assets, to your investments. We talk about health insurance, life insurance. We talk about how to protect your family, how to protect your asset when you are here, and how to protect your asset with your family in the event you go. Because remember, we are spiritual beings just existing in this physical form for a time, for such
Mhm.
a time. So until while we're here, as the scripture talks about, occupy till I come, the mindset is to make sure that we are good steward of what we were entrusted with. And so we will hear, well done. So while we're here, let's do the preparation. Let's prepare every aspect of our life. If you don't know how to prepare, remember the resources are there. You can go back and look at the episodes that were gone before. Land ownership. If you're in Jamaica, there is the lawyer Benjamin Fraser. You talk about life insurance. You can check with Miriam Edwards, or if you have a life insurance before, speak to your life insurance agent and get an analysis. Every year you should get an analysis of your policy to see what is there. Can they opt it? Is there something that is missing that I need? These are information that when you sit with the person who's dealing with your investment, you get specific details. Talk about taxes. Remember, if you have huge donation that you spread over long period of time, see if you can do it this year. We still have a month to go before the year closes, that you can get that huge deduction. But back to you, Veronica. I am so happy that you are here to share. And you are a philanthropist indeed. You have gone through your challenges. You have traveled through the journey. You have whatever car, whether it's an Escalade or what, you drove through that journey of cancer, and you're here now to share with us. And I have firsthand knowledge of the things that you have done. And I know you don't like to blow your own whistle, but you are just sharing how you have been of help to others while you were going through, not at the expense of your wellness, but you were there to share yourself. You were there to share. You were there to help, give a helping hand. Um, how has this cancer journey shape you and help you to assist others, both physically, financially, and emotionally? How has this helped you? And how are some of the forms of help you have given?
Well, for the most part, like when I was doing the treatment and I see like older folks came in to do the treatment and they were there alone. And I was like, some of them can barely go, and the treatment make them so weak. And I was like, no man, to myself. I said, but so them not have nobody to come with them, you know? And I was there thinking, I said, no, they should not be doing this alone. And and my treatment was finished, and it's like it pressed on me now because my dad had to be going to KPH from Linstead to do his treatment, and I was going to KPH too also because I did my surgery at UWI, did the chemo at UWI, but I had to go to KPH to do radiotherapy. So I knew the system there, and it's like God just dropped it in my spirit to say, okay, assist your father when it's on his appointment dates. And I started to go with my dad. And I was happy that I did because I didn't grow up with him. I didn't grow up with my biological parents. So I started to go with him for a couple months and not knowing that those couple months with my father was getting to know him as my father and to be there for him to assist as his nurse during the last stages of his life. So I was there to help make the transition for him to go a bit easier. When he was in pain, I would be up with him to give him my shoulder to rest on, for him to bear his soul. I was there. When he could not help himself, I was there to make sure he was kept clean, smelling good and everything. So that was what it brought me to. And then it's like anyone in my family who got sick, I could go with them to the doctor and listen to whatever is going on. And if a family member was like at the end, and I remember my sister's son was there, he was sick for over 3 years, and he was so low one day, and like she came and she said, "Boy, Elise, my son to go doctor, but me can't manage it." And she asked me to go, and I could go in and sit and like the doctor could explain to me. So I just look at it that way, that I went through this for God to show me what my purpose in life should be. So I am not scared of death, of seeing death, or being there with someone to even hold their hand till they take the last breath, because God give me that spirit, that compassionate spirit in me to be there and not to be broken, but to be there to give them strength, even when I know that it could be the last breath. But I give them a positive outlook, even at the end stage. So that is how my life has changed. And now, for instance, in church, there are like elderly members who are like, we call them the shut-ins, and I would like they I don't know, it's like they're drawn to me like, Sister Powell, can you do this for me? Or can you do that, run errands for me or whatever? Because I'm not working. So God give me that now as a job to do. Not for pay, volunteer. I'm not working, but God made the way for me. If I have to take the taxi or whatever, I take and I go and do what I need to do for these people. And God pay me in his own way. So it's a way to show that volunteerism is good, and as members of a denomination, we have to look within ourselves. It's not about going up on the pulpit and to preach to people. There's a ministry called help, and we have to realize that's what we are here to do. Help one another, love your neighbor as yourself, and give an helping hand. So that's my journey. That's my journey. That's how I'm giving back, because I don't know how long I have here, but I want to make sure that my life that I live, when I leave, it was impactful in a very positive way.
Wow. Wow. I have to take a deep breath. Powerful. Powerful. A philanthropist takes care of themselves, but they also leave room that they can give of themselves. And that's the that's how you portray right now. You took care of yourself, but you were there for others. You weren't only there for daddy, mama, or sister, but you were there for people who needed help, and you extend yourself. That is powerful. And while you were sharing of yourself and while you're doing that, how does your children look at that? What how did they perceive it? I know you have an open relationship with them. How did they, receive that?
They were always like, I would say I'm gonna do something, and they were like, "Well, mommy, we are here to support you. We are here to support you." So they are very supportive of me helping out because they know that I won't push myself beyond the limit. They know I won't push myself beyond the limit. But they know that I'm a person, I just don't like to sit and look at things that need to be done. I love to get my hands in it. So they are really supportive. They are really supportive.
Wonderful. I remembered you told us that like maybe a week or maybe days before our eldest sister June passed away, she held your hand and said that you're a nurse. And I know you wanted to be a nurse, but you don't have the certification, but you have the experience. Just
Yes, yes.
share a little bit of how did that come about.
But as I said, it's just God's. There, as would I say, the voice, a voice. Well, I look at it now and to say God was just telling me to. The first one was with my father, and it was when I saw all I had to do. I said, "Wow, I really wanted to be a nurse. I didn't get the certificate, but I was doing on the job training."
Mm.
So, and that I was like, yes, this is my line. This is where I'm comfortable doing that. It doesn't matter how messy it may get. It's not a problem for me to come and assist. So I realized that, God put something in each and every one of us, and it may take a different route to get there, but when you get there and you say, "Oh, this is my niche, this is what I'm here to do." Some people are afraid of the messy stuff, but some of us have to do it. And if I'm one of those persons, then I'm gonna do it.
Oh, I see that smile on your face. Mess, I can take care of it. I can do it because that's what I'm here for. Trust me. We are there is just one you, not 20, not 10, not two. It is so true when um the when the Lord said love when the Bible said love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, thy mind, thy soul, thy strength, and thy neighbor in the same degree you love yourself. We are all individually different, and we are unique in our person. We are perfect in our personhood. We're unique in our ways, but we are created equal. We are unique because of how we look at things, how we share things, and that's on another scale. Some people might say, "Oh, I don't like that one," or "I don't like that one." God is such an artist. He creates art. He creates some skinny, some a little thicker. He creates so many different variation.
Variations,
This
yeah.
world would have been so boring with just the size of Miriam. Everybody the same way. We would look like robots. And even they're creating robots now with personality. They're not the
Yeah.
same. So God, our our master creator creates masterpiece. And though we may have um, illness in our body because of sin from way back when in the Garden of Eden, but we go through our challenges in different ways,
Mhm.
and we are still able to share through our journey, we're still able to share our experiences that will help someone. It will not fix theirs because theirs is different. Though it may name the same thing, but it's different variation. So I thank you so much for sharing your truth. Thank you for sharing your experience, because what it tells us that no matter what you go through, there is life that can be gained from it. There is joy while you're going through, and there is
Mhm.
strength that others can glean from the experience of others. So, listeners, viewers, those who will see it on the replay, just know that wherever you are in this life, you are worth you are worth something. You are worth it. That's why you were created. If you have any thought of wanting to end your life, just so you know, you are important where you are. You're important no matter what you are going through. This is not the end. It is not, life is not that challenging. It is challenging, but there is light at the end of the tunnel.
Of the
So if
tunnel,
you
yeah.
just live one or few more hours, you will realize, that passed. So I can do it. So, Queen Veronica, as you share, in summary, just share with us, just give us a summary of the whole picture in a few sentences as we love on you, because this is so, I'm your sister, but a lot of times we share in different ways. But you sharing this now, some of these things are, the strains are somewhat new, and I am enjoying, I'm appreciating that you're here to share your truth, that others can benefit and know that life, there is still life. Even when you go through challenges, there is still strength, there is still energy, there is still joy, even while you go through your pain.
So for me, the cancer journey, as you put it earlier, what don't kill you make you stronger. So the cancer journey was just the start of my up the ladder, my roller coaster life. Because I have challenges along that way. I have my eldest son who has some mental issue, psychosis, bipolar. So I have him to deal with along the journey. And then helping my mother, my father, my mother, my sister along the way. And then come around to 2015 when another traumatic thing happened in my life, when my husband went to do a surgery and ended up in a coma, and in a coma for 4 years and 6 months. And I had to travel from Lindsay to the KPH daily to visit, just to sit there and talk to him. And after a year, a 2 year, going 3 year, he was still there. And the finances to cope to travel things, because I had my son at the time going to high school, and I had to look and I say, okay, I can't go every day anymore. Got it to 3 days, and it reached a stage I could only go one day, but the one day was enough. The one day was good enough. I make the best of the one day to just to be there with him, to be there by his side. He could not respond. He could not talk to me. I don't know if he heard me, but I just had to be there. I just had to be there. And it was my journey from cancer gave me that strength. When I look back at my younger self, I would have run away from that. I could not cope. But because I've gone through that trauma of cancer and managed to be still here, I could face that traumatic experience and not break down. I could go it. I had help along the way, people going to journey, but ICU experience, it's not a pretty sight and it's restricted. So, yeah, limited family members. I had privilege. I could ask to bring someone along with me, but they couldn't manage to see my husband in that state because he was loved. He was a delivery driver and a lot of people knew him. He was loved. So if somebody came one time to look and saw him like that, they don't want to come back again. But I had to face it. And God gave me the strength to face it up to the last moment and still be strong, still be there for my son, still be there for my children. They had to work. One of the bigger, younger one, everybody thought he was the eldest one because he took over daddy's job to support me and the smaller brother financially. So I look and saw that, yes, my husband was lying there. He was the main provider. But when I look, I say, God, you are our provider because I was looking at my husband as the main provider, but God showed me that no, God, I'm your provider. I only provided through your husband. No, he's down, but I'm still providing for you through your children. So I've learned so many lessons through my trauma. Learned how to trust God and to believe in God. I don't matter what people want to say, being a Christian or being a child of God, we all have to gain our experience and have our own testimony. We have to pass the test to have the testimony to share and to tell people that yes, God still works. Prayer still works. The situation may not change how you want it to, but God, they say, He will never leave you nor forsake you. He's right there with you along any journey that you are going through. And it's not about the loud prayer. Just say your little prayer to Him. Be open and honest to God when you are talking to Him, when you are making your request. And please remember to be grateful. It's not
Hmm.
just going to God and say, Lord, gimme, 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 gimme. And when you get, you fail to say, thank you, Lord. And when you are blessed, it's not to keep it to yourself. Don't keep your hands like this. If you keep your hands like this, you cannot receive anything. But when you open to receive, be open to give back to.
Wow. When you're open to receive, be open to give back. That's being a philanthropist. I am so grateful that you're here to share your journey. Your journey. Man, it's powerful. It's your unique journey, but it has supported, it has helped so many. And speaking to your young son, Alaric, he shares how mommy is like a pillar, and a pillar is a strong foundation, a rock. A pillar is strong. So the strength that you have gained because you were able to go through your situation with grace, God provided you the grace to go through. So you're able to stand strong and share with others that God is. He said, I am. So whatever you want him to be, I am
Mm.
your provider. I am your healer. I am your sustainer. I am. So, I learned in one of my mentors, James McNeil, he shared with us. He said, a lot of times we say, I am hungry. No, you're not hungry. That's not your identity. Your body needs food, but you're not hungry. That's not your identity. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. That's my identity. The Bible told me that. I am strong. The Bible said, let the weak say, I am strong. I am strong because I am strengthened because of God's strength that He's given me. So I really do appreciate you for your vulnerability, for sharing with us, and to let us know that we don't live in a vacuum. We don't live in a vacuum. I just had to take a breather with this. We don't live in a vacuum. And though we are biologically connected, but your influence is spread throughout. Your influence is felt in many different facets. And I really do appreciate you for who you are, really appreciate your strength, really appreciate even your vulnerable times. You will say, I'm not always strong, but even through the times when I'm not strong, people can see and be strengthened by what I go through. Queen Marie said, "You need to write a book." Yes, Queen Marie, her book is coming. You'll know once it's published. You will definitely know. And talking about published, I shared sentiments, saying happy birthday to everyone that was born in October, and we are now in a new month. And Queen Marie is one of my great supporters. Every single time you see her, she's supporting, she shares. And today, incidentally, is her birthday. Happy birthday, Queen Marie. Thank you for your support of our program. You are such a wonderful gem. You're a gem of a lady. Queen Marie, as we say. Queen Anne, Queen Marie. When I was working at courts, we had a store, that one of the top of the line store, and in that store there's always, they have Queen Anne furniture, and they are exquisite. They stand out. So I say Queen Anne, just thinking about those exquisite furniture that used to be at Heritage House. That was the name of the store then. Those exquisite furniture. Queen Anne, happy birthday to you.
Birthday.
I hope you have a wonderful day. And I know you normally celebrate the entire month. So we'll be saying happy birthday every single day of the month for Queen Mary. But this day is the day that she was graced out of her mother's womb. So she's celebrating many years of freedom from the womb today. Happy birthday, Queen Mary.
Happy birthday, Queen Marie.
So we thank you so much, Veronica, for sharing your story. And as you rightly said, preparing for wealth is in a holistic scheme. Make sure you have life insurance, make sure you have health insurance. And as you said, it does not need to be enormous, but you are going to need it at some point in time, or your family will need it at some point in time. Because as you share from personal experience, the main breadwinner got hit down by illness. And if you did not have a support, God provided him the wisdom that you had a life insurance at that time. And so it was able to help to, you know, mitigate
Cushion.
a lot of, yes, cushion a lot of the you know, the what you couldn't have if you did not have it. So, viewers, listeners, this is an experience, a personal experience, to let you know that what we are sharing is of paramount importance. Prepare, whether through taxes, life insurance, everything, be prepared so the challenges of life won't knock you off your feet and throw you out in the sea. You will have something you can hold on to. You will have some support. So, as we bring today to a close, we thank you for viewing. We are imploring you, as Paul said, I beseech you, get, take the information, go sit with the persons who take care of your financial wellness, the persons who take care of your health, the persons who take care of your taxes. Sit with them, get information, make sure you are in the know. And remember, it's less than 2 months before the year closes. Prepare your documentation so you can have the you can make sure that all of the contributions you need to give before everything is done, so you get lower your tax liability or increase your refund because you have taken the time out to do the preparation and to secure your future in terms of taxes, life insurance, anything that will make you prepared. Thanks again. And please remember, hit notification all so you can be in the know when we have information to share. Once again, Queen Veronica, thank you so much for sharing your truth. And we are so delighted that you're here. Looking forward to hearing from you again at some point in time. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you, Miriam. And thank you, viewers and listeners, for listening. Have a blessed Monday evening.
Wonderful. Once again, this is another episode of Mindset Monday. Everything begins in the mind. Have a wonderful Monday.